awesome matchup to watch on this type of map where it's very tight, very choky, always a high risk potential for very aggressive openers from both players. Typically we see 1 to 2 gate, 3 gate kind of openers. Rarely do we actually see like either a very, very fast expand. I mean, it's kind of up to the players a little bit. Oh, did I switch the overlay back over? My bad, guys. My bad, my bad, my bad. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. Got it. Sorry. Ребята, извиняюсь, про картинку я изменил. Ну, просто начинается игра, первая игра на PvP на Cloud Kingdom, сейчас PvP. Обычно, как вот эти игры идут, очень быстро агрессивные билды, или 1 или 2 гейт агрессия, 3 гейт агрессия, 4 гейт, или 3 гейт робо. Просто такие всякие интересные, клевые такие билды. Редко очень быстро экспенд игроки берут, потому что вот эта карта такая тонкая, такая просто, ну... Типа карты не очень, хочу сказать, в игре сейчас мне очень так не нравится, когда я сам, правда, играю на вот эту карту. И когда мы смотрим PvP, это просто иногда просто очень всегда чизовые билды, но если как-то вот эти игроки могут выдерживать агрессивные билды с друг друга, они, конечно, может... будет очень легко пойти в макро, потому что из-за вот этой тонкости, это когда они уже могут добавить центрях и колоссус и всякого такого, редко игроки просто так пойдут на агрессию на такую тонкую карту. Если вы хотите узнать правду про игроков, сейчас я проверю сейчас, ну, что меняется для Tyloo.Jim, он зерг игрок, Tyloo.Jim, он протас игрок. Ой, боже ты мой, я аж не верю, что я сказал. Про него, правда, не было никакая ссылка, ни страница, для чего сделал, правда, много, ну, какая информация, что я мог найти. Пацан, правда, просто играют в такие маленькие азиатские турниры, результаты никакие не огромные, нету, никого не так большого не победил ни разу, как я видел. Что-то было, кто-то сказал, что он Нести победил раз, ну, я не уверен, я попробовал искать, не нашел вот эту статистику. На той стороне для We.LoveCD, правда, очень-очень хороший игрок, очень-очень хороший игрок, сам прототик, у него есть старший брат, играет тоже на команду вот это Sky, что записки типа у меня есть, он... Правда, очень клево сыграл он, да, вот это Star Wars, это такие азиатские, это Star Wars, это азиатский турнир, он победил NSL, победил Tyloo, победил Димагу, потом в финалах это проиграл КМС, это 4-1, значит, ранее хорошие у него результаты, в первую G-лиг, это азиатская тоже была еще одна лига там, победил Чигва, победил очень много других игроков. Просто я пробую искать это всякие результаты, статистики про каждого игрока. Ну, что еще? Это в G-League сезон 3-го, он проиграл в финалах, значит он в финалах. Значит, если пацан может в финалах попасть в азиатские лиги, значит он хорошо. Это, ну, получается у него очень хорошо. В New Star League, это он в раунде 16-го попал, ну, он проиграл в четвертьфинал, смотрится. Да, нет, да, четвертьфинал проиграл 0-3 там. Ну так, это правда, пацан очень хорошо, значит, результаты, статистики для него, хоть бы что-то есть для него, а пока для Джим, правда, много нет. Но сейчас, как мы начинаем, оба игроков, смотрится We.LoveCD, он уже готов, робот добавил тоже, смотрится для Джим, он сейчас Блинк тоже будет пойти, он уже половину быстрее, чем он. Просто интересно, вот эти оба игроки планируют эту Blink билд делать, и сейчас я чувствую для Tyloo.Jim может получше будет, потому что у него гейт это пораньше была, если он может сейчас хорошего тайминг прийти, он может победить вот этого одного Immortal. Иногда, когда мы смотрим вот эти игры в PvP, когда стокер, Blink стокер на типа Blink стокер плюс Immortal, всегда надо быстро и хорошего тайминга сделать, чтобы это победить твоего соперника, потому что если ты вовремя не придешь, количество имморталов всегда тебя победит и может выдерживать какого-то всякого агрессивного push. So, I know some of my American viewers are going to get a little rip because I'm speaking Russian, but hey, going to have to deal with it. Just kind of talking a little bit about statistics again. The build orders right now, Jim's going basically completely 3-gate Blink Stalker build. He does need to hit a pretty quick timing right now because a lot of these PvP timings that rely on Blink really need to beat the Immortal counts, and what I'm worried about right now is when LoveCD gets his second Immortal out and gets closer to his third Immortal, it's going to be very hard for Jim to actually put on any pressure for him, whether it's jumping into the main, whether it's trying to do dual prong attacks. It's going to be really hard for him to pull it off, and as we see, there we go, the second Immortal is already out, and I mean, that's already a hard task to get by 2 Immortals. Even if you blink on top of them, you're going to be risking and losing a lot of units to do so. There's even a sentry in place for force fields, or more likely than anything, of course, Guardian Shield, because, I mean, there's Blink Stalkers, not going to be really worth. Blink Stalkers with the knobs, it's not going to be really worth to put up a force field. They're going to jump right by. But, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. It's just, yeah, and as we see, bad micro right there. Mortal's already starting to potch out a lot of these stalkers, and Jim really kind of missed the timing. He's going to have to, there we go, expand and kind of start getting ahead in the macro end of the game and kind of keep putting on a lot of pressure and prevent Jim from LoveCD from expanding for a little bit. As we see, the Blink Stalkers forced LoveCD do come back to help out. But again, a couple pylons taken out, so did a little bit of damage, took out a probe, so not a lot done, but the main thing is Jim, he's going to be going back. Now he's getting his own units out, he's getting an Immortal of his own, so he's going to be defensively ready. He's already put his Nexus down, he's about 25 seconds ahead of his opponent. So very smart decision making by Jim that he didn't decide to overextend himself and instead just actually pulled back. And, oh, this is kind of cute. He's going back up into the main, and he's doing a little bit more harassing. He's actually just focusing down probes, so he's not even worrying really about the stalkers in the map. He's actually just focusing down the probes. This is so smart and so beautiful, because if we look at the kill count, it's going to be so low. There we go. 7 total probes have been killed. Would be nice to get into the units tab. This is going to be the nice part tomorrow when I'm going to actually be inside the game, going to be able to actually see exactly what I want to see to explain kind of some of my reasoning behind it. Because right now, not only is Jim, he's going to be able to get a quicker Nexus out, so he's going to have a probe lead, a quicker Nexus, and I mean, he's already got fortification, he's got his defenses, he has Immortals, he's got a sentry as well. So basically, LoveCD, him coming across the map might be actually a bigger risk for him than anything else to do so. So he should just pull back, kind of cut his losses, and try to really focus on his production. And I mean, as we look and see at this point, he actually hasn't been really doing anything else but producing a lot of these Blink Stalkers, and hasn't really been focusing much on the probes. He's just been getting units out. And like I said, I think there's just really too much for Jim right now. 3 Immortals, a good pack of Stalkers. He's got his own sentry for Guardian Shield. He would basically be relying on just army value and try to muzzle his way through, but it's not going to work on a map this small. Just not going to work. All really Jim has to do is just micro this carefully, and I don't know why Jim is engaging into this at all. Jim needs to back up, and now he actually might even sacrifice an Immortal. This is actually really sloppy by Jim. Very, very sloppy. Loses an Immortal at the front. LoveCD loses a couple Blink Stalkers, but that doesn't mean anything when you take out an Immortal. As we see the Immortal now at the front getting focused down, and basically now it just becomes a little bit of a micro battle. Jim's Immortal's really not in the battle, but eventually pushes LoveCD back, catches that last Immortal, and now we might see a little bit of a counterattack from Jim, but he honestly doesn't really need to. If I was Jim, I would just go back home. Sit back, macro up, get your Colossus out, get additional units, and just do what you can over there before anything else. Просто очень клево сейчас Джим и LoveCD они сыграли. Мы видели просто, я говорил, что LoveCD себя в опасности готов поставить, если хотел атаковать. Очень тонкая карта такая, Джим мог это просто отмышивать, так это оттолкал его, всех Immortalов убил, у LoveCD из-за этого LoveCD побежал домой. Сейчас огромная польза для Джим, потому что у него первый был уже хороший счет работников, значит ресурсов в коллекции у него хороший, плюс у него вторая Nexus это гораздо пораньше закончился, и в ресурсах и в счете у него польза, потому что с этих блинкстокеров пораньше, когда пришел, это с пак, ну это с группы четырех, это он блинковал в мейн, он фокусил пробах, это где-то 7 их, значит Джим очень-очень умный, очень клево играет. Что-то он тебя мало-мало так в опасность поставил, когда вышел попробовать выдержать вот этого пуша от LoveCD. Правда, не надо было не надо было отойти, но это не беда. Ну, сейчас как игра будет происходить, Джим будет брать его третьего базу, как смотрится, у него сейчас Robotics Bay заканчивается, и первый Колоссус выходит. Самое главное, ребята, вот эти очень действует, что Джим, ну, LoveCD он потерял его Immortal, потому что сейчас, когда вот это будет драка, это с Colossus, и с вот этих тир-3 юнитов, вот эти Immortal пользу для Джим очень ему поможет. И уже мы видим сейчас оба игрока вперед их третью базу, Джим опять это вперед чуть-чуть, это в пользу, сейчас уже второй робо у него скоро заканчивается, значит он может двух колоссов в одном время это подготовить. Просто все получается очень хорошо сейчас для Джим. Видно, у него сейчас хранилище лимит 115, 102 для LoveCD. Огромная польза. Ребята, правда, вы, может, не верите меня, но это с вот этих имморталов гораздо большая польза для Джим, для команды Tyloo. So basically at this point, Jim does have a really nice lead. Kind of what I was explaining to some of the Russian viewers was by losing those two mortals, that's actually a big loss for LoveCD. I mean, as you guys can see, there is kind of a little bit of a supply lead right now for Jim, 125 to 107. But the main point to walk away with is when these big battles happen with the Colossus, these immortals are going to be what do the big amount of damage, what soaks a lot, what soaks not only soaks up a lot of damage, what's going to put out a lot of the damage, and it's going to keep the fight alive. They're going to be able to really, especially once the higher upgrades come, they're going to be able to really hit a lot of those Colossus of their opponents hard. And the 4 compared to 2, just that little count does make quite a bit of a difference. Now, another thing to note, the second Robo for Jim did finish a lot quicker. His Nexus, third Nexus, finished a lot quicker. So just everything right now Jim is doing is a step ahead. Just, I mean, taking every advantage that he could possibly get. And by having the double Robo already producing a lot quicker than his opponent, he's going to have a lot higher Colossus count, and if he keeps his macro and his economy going really well, he's going to be able to really do a nice timing push and maybe just be able to outmuscle his opponent in the end. This is kind of one of those maps that you do have to be a little bit careful with your micro, because a lot of PvP engagements come late game when a lot of the Colossus, just kind of that whole entire composition, it really relies on spread, because, I mean, of course, some of the units like Stalkers and Immortals and whatnot, they're going to be just kind of hanging out there, but when the Colossus really rely on their splash damage, and if you can't get a nice spread or get a nice positioning on this map, especially with kind of how there's a lot of edges, there's a lot of corridors, there's a lot of thin little spots, if you catch yourself choked up and your opponent attacks you, that could actually change the whole entire game. Now, this could be a little bit of a mistake. LoveCD walking up, trying to maybe see if he could kind of get up into third, but that was actually a poor mistake. Losing a lot of the shields, but fortunately was able to blink back in time before any additional losses on the map. Yeah, I mean, the game is just going to go on for now, as you see. I mean, if I had to predict what Jim really wants to do right now, he just wants to get a few more Colossus and then head on his way out. He's also very smart to get charge right now, as we see LoveCD is not doing that. He's with Jim getting charge, they're going to be little aggro, AoE, if you want to call it. They're going to be aggroing a lot of the damage, and especially because they're not actually just walking, they're charging through. They're going to get to the units a lot quicker, and they're going to hug the Colossus, they're going to hug the Stalkers. That's going to force a lot of the fire. If it's just an A-move micro, it's going to force a lot of the fire first to the Zealots, versus the actual bigger units like the Stalkers, the Immortals, the Colossus, and stuff like that. Now, LoveCD making a little bit of an interesting decision right here, deciding to maybe potentially take a fourth base. By doing that, I think he's actually going to put himself in a lot of danger, because he's going to put himself right out in the open, and he has to know that Jim does have a little bit of a supply lead, has a little bit of a nice army value lead, and he's got to be very careful by doing what he is. The only difference right now is the fact LoveCD does have Archons. Those could be a big difference, but the charge lots could kind of technically nullify that out just by aggroing the damage to Colossus and the Mortals and the Stalkers. We'll be able to clear all those units on the ground a lot quicker. As far as I know. But here we go. Now Templar Archive has finished up for Jim, getting the Archons involved in the battle. And here we go. The first engagement's happening, and a little bit of a clump up by Jim, so he's got to be a little bit careful. But as we take a look and see, a lot of the units already on the ground. And this is what I was talking about. The Immortals are leading the charge right now for Jim. Archons going through, and all the Colossus are naked right now for LoveCD. Another big warping could change it again. Now, it has to really micro really well, make sure some of his units just don't completely lose it right here. But as we take a look and see, I mean, great advantage right now for Tyloo.Jim, and he's got to really focus, make sure he hits this engagement really nice, doesn't start hitting the Nexus and losing some of the units there. But there we go, GG coming from LoveCD, game number 1 going to Jim.